What's up, people? Punch here. Want to talk about this sweet ass demo I've been playing called Jupiter Moon's Mecha. It's one of my top 3 card games coming out this year of 2024. Currently, I think they have the release date being at Q4, and then Earthless doesn't have a release date, but Breachway will be August 30th, hopefully into early access. Let's go ahead and talk about it and why I love this demo so much, which people, if you want to go try this out, go try it on their store page and give it a wish list, because I can tell you, if you like Mech Warrior and card games and you wanted to see a card game like this, highly recommend people playing the demo. This game essentially goes like this. You have your pilot on the top left side of the screen, which is his icon, and on the underneath him, you have stability and heat. Stability is how much damage you take before you get knocked down, and heat is whatever you use for items or different weapons and utilities. If you use, say, like heavy assault or AI assault to gain more damage, it'll generate 6 heat and then give you like 5 or 10 plus more points for attack damage. Then you have nano AI that gives you healing, and that's completely random. It will go to a random limb that you have. It doesn't matter if it's blacked out, blue, or almost damaged to the point of no return. It could also bring it back from being completely dead so that you could use all the different abilities you need. The way that it works when you get into the mech itself, trying to like repair or put parts on it, like different lasers and armor, or DSS, which is essentially inside the head, and that gives you action points back if you need to, or being able to give you more charge. You also have lifesteal abilities. You can go and put these weapons only on the left and right arms. You can't put them on the legs. You can't put them on the torso or the head. It's just the arms. And they have different ones, from heavy blasters to long pulse rifles, and the cards essentially give you different attack damages. You have 35 damage, you have 45 times 2, you have ones that do 15 damage to everybody on the field, but essentially your entire objective of the game is to get from one point to another point, destroying everything in your wake. And I love the way that it looks. When I said earlier, when I came down to playing Breachway and Earthless, I've always loved the way that games look like this. If you have a UI that shows me like a spaceship or a mech, or even something like a game I played a long time ago, maybe like 90s or early 2000s, I'm going to love the shit out of it. And I love this game so much when it comes down to the UI and the way it looks. You get shot at by guns, and you got bullet holes that appear, only then go away. You fire the lasers, and they have the different colors from 4 purples to 4 reds, blues, greens. And I mean, it is a very small game as far as I'm concerned. I don't know how many people were actually doing it, but the way that I played the demo was it progressively got harder. You would deal with more enemies that would like have swords and shields, bigger bosses that would be able to kill you in a single hit depending upon whatever damage they had, or if they had a bunch of armor you had to go through, and piercing would help out a lot if you had a weapon like that. For example, heavy lasers kind of pierce, or you can go ahead and heal from nano AI all the way up to blue so that you have to worry about dying immediately, because without armor you're going to just eat damage constantly. So you need armor to have your guy survive. And like I said earlier, when it came down to the icon of the actual robot, if that arm or that leg blacks out entirely, you can bring it back. But the nano AI only does random of whatever limb it is. It's not a specific thing. You can't just click on it and then it just heals. So that's a kind of annoying thing, but if it's intentional, then it does kind of make sense, because, again, it's a robot and you're not really going outside and repairing it. When it comes down to the heat itself, if you go past the point of no return on your heat, your entire mech shuts down and you can't have any cards used because you have no action points. Like I said, when it came down to different lasers, you have zero-cost cards that do 30 damage times 2. Other cards you'll get for using another card, like you'll get 4-card draw and then 2 AP. And really, it's just a matter of the way that it feels and what you want in a card game. Personally, I loved Mech Warrior. I love Mech Assault. I love all them games. I played Mech Warrior Online and Mech Warrior 5 for a little while because my friend had it. Playing a card game like this made me feel like, not only was I in a mech, but I get to see the powerful weapons that my mech has, from the giant lasers to the different cards that do healing, and the powerful effects that you get from your items and modules after every run. And I love seeing that. Not to mention the DSS module and the heat sinks that if you gain more heat sinks, you will survive longer. Because once your heat hits that specific threshold, it's over. You're gonna have no AP, you're going to die many times, and your mech will constantly blow up because you don't have any way of being able to defend yourself. And if your limbs do black out, you can't use them cards either. So if my left arm or right arm is gone, or both of them are gone, I have to heal them up back to at least red or blue before I can use them cards again. And that's personally all I gotta say about Jupiter Moon's Mecha. It's an incredible game, and if people want to try it out, there is a demo on Steam to go ahead and give it a go. When I showed this to a friend of mine named Stewie, he's another person that plays a lot of card games that I don't even know about. We were talking about Circadian Dice, and we were talking about some other games that I play, like Dungeons of Aether, Dungeon Drafters, and then I think the other one, the most recent one I picked up, which was Perfect Dice, kind of a lot of RNG bullshit. This did not have that. It was a lot of skill-based, trying to mess around with the different modules and weapons, and then trying to build up your mech to the specific standards you need. And the only way to do that is using spare parts and currency, and if you have the amount of currency to do so, then you could put whatever weapon you on. But if you don't have that, like you can't put your double barrel laser on your left hand, the next best thing to do is essentially save it and wait till the next run until you beat that person and then get more money, spare parts, and then build your bigger guns for the end of the battle or towards the end of the demo. Essentially, the way that I feel about this game is this. On day one, when it comes out in early access, or if it comes out in full, you're going to have my money because I want to give it to you. I love playing this game. I think it's an absolute blast to play, and if anybody likes MechWarrior or card games, highly recommend people trying it out too. Anyway, I've been One Nut Punch, and this has been another video. Thanks for watching as per usual. I'll see you later in the next one.